let us learn the side walk Teyyatai. Of course, we didn't have this ridiculous name when we learnt it, because this particular adavu, we never learnt it as an adavu of which belongs to the 64 adavu pattern which we are taught at Kalakshetra. This always came as an adavu which came in full-fledged pieces like Jatiswarams or Tilanas. So I thought this is a very nuanced adavu, so it's not easy to simply pick it up when you are learning a piece, but to actually practice it as an adavu. So that's what we are going to do. This particular Teyyatai represents a lot of movement like the other Teyyatais. I think it's fair to first see it before we attempt it. And I'd like you not to try it with the hand initially. Let me just show you the Teyyatai, and then we go from the feet to all the torso movements. For you to see first. Dhalang kutaka dhikutaka tatingina tum tei. Ya. Tei. Ya. Tei. Hi. Tei. Ya. Tei. Ya. Tei. Hi. That's the adavu. So, before we get into the adavu, it's important to think of the Kulukku Nadai or the walks in Bharatanatyam. So, we've already done this, where the walk is made of two movements. One is to have the weight in the back leg and push forth and pull yourself as tall as you can. Push forth. First the heel, push forth. And when you join, it's always heel and toe. Let's do this a couple of times before we start the adavu. Let's start. We're just going to take 3 steps and join the 4th one. We're going to do it in a square. Let's start. 1, 2, 3 and takka dhimmi, takka dhimmi, takka dhimmi. Join. Takka dhimmi, takka dhimmi, takka dhimmi. Join. Takka. Pull yourself up for every single nadai. Dhimmi. Join. Takka dhimmi, takka dhimmi, takka dhimmi. Join. Whenever you walk, make sure you are tightening the leg which is at the back. When you're doing this, not to leave this loose, but to really hold the glute muscles and your hamstrings really tight so that it's really supporting this upward pull, right? So, this is the Kulukku Nadai. Now, however, we are not going to do the Kulukku Nadai in front, but it's going to be to the side. Before that, the adavu starts with a jump in Samapadam. So, it's going to go Tei. Remember, when you want to do the right side of the adavu, you need to jump to the left front angle. So, this is my left side and this is my angle. So, to go to the right, I need to jump to the opposite side. So, you go 1, 2, 3 and ah. When you do this jump, it needs to have a kind of a closed sound. See, when you do separate tattu, it sounds different from a together tattu. You should feel both your feet together so that the sound which it creates also is sort of closed, right? So, in order to get that closed sound, you cannot really jump to a height. Doing this would actually disturb that sound. Instead, don't concentrate on covering height. Instead, try to strike with this cupped sound, right? 1, 2, 3 and Tei. So, when you do this Tei, let us hold ourselves up and jump to the left front ankle. 1, 2, 3 and Tei. After this, you go Ya. So if you look at this, it's a fascinating movement. You're going to the left front angle, and when you take the first step, you are changing your elbow to the left front angle, and you're seeing there. So what happens is you are facing one direction and turning your body alone away, but your eyes still remain there. And then you move your eyes to the opposite side and come to the center. Tei, hi. Let's do it again. Now, again on the right. So you start with the jump on the left. 1, 2, 3, and jump. Turn. Tei, ya, tei, hi. Jump. Turn. Tei, ya, tei, hi. Now we are doing it in numbers of 6, but it's not always that you need to have them in 6. You might have just without the ditta part, you can also have the same adava, but let's work with the ditta, right? So let's do it once again before we get into the hands and the torso. So, starting with the jump on the left front angle. 1, 2, 3, and tei. Elbow to the left. Tei, ya, tei, hi. Right. Elbow to the right front angle. Tei, ya, tei, hi. Again. Tei, ya, tei, ya, tei, hi. And tei, ya, tei, ya, tei, hi. Once you get the hang of the legs, the torso and the hand is phenomenally beautiful, because this is an adava where you're actually going straight, but it sort of gives you the feeling that you're going in a sort of a semicircle fashion. That's because of your torso movement, and it's so nuanced and beautiful, and it always like sort of flows like a river. But as we all know, rivers don't flow that easily. There are so many things which allow the river to flow. In the same way, this particular adava can look really light, but the nuancing is what makes it flow. Anyone can look very, sort of stiff even in this adava. So it's important that you take in the nuances and practice it. So let us go to the hands now. It starts with an Alapadmam at the Namaskaram position level. So this is your Namaskaram, hold an Alapadmam there. From here, you're going to sort of take an upward movement and keep a Natiramam in front of you. You have a Natiramam here, you have it here, you hold a Katakamukham. This is your position. So from here, just taking slightly a front. It's not like a big arch, but it's still not going low. It's slightly higher, and it finishes in Natiramam. So this same movement, you know you're jumping to your left front angle. So it's right there. And this is your hand. Your torso does one more magic. It turns to the right. So imagine you are doing this, jumping to the left front angle, and your torso stretches above to your right. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3, and tei. Left front jump, right torso bend. 1, 2, 3, and tei. Once again. 1, 2, 3, and tei. It's often, it'll take you to the left bend. It's not. You jump to the left, but bend to the right. Same way, let's try. Right jump, left bend. 1, 2, 3, and tei. Once again, 1, 2, 3, and hey. One last time, 1, 2, 3, and hey. There are very many variations for this one. Like there are variations even as big as that, like a complete half bend. But that will suit only in certain rhythmic patterns when it's really slow and you can afford to have such a big movement. But otherwise, let us work on this particular version of it, and then you can always take it in when the choreography demands it. So now you have the first movement. So 1, 2, 3, and 3. Now from here, if you remember, turning away your torso, but your elbow was in the same place. Your elbow faced your left front angle. The same thing, you're going to make sure that the Natyaramam remains there, and you open this hand out in mellinam. It's soft. And you're going to make sure that remains there so that your torso is always open and breathing. You're not closing it down, but you're opening it out, right? 1, 2, 3, and Tei. Ya. Tei. Look where the right hand points. E. Tei. E. Now, left. Turn. Turn and look and keep the Natyaramam in the same place. Tei. Ya. Tei. E. Tei. Ya. Tei. Ya. Tei. E. Tei. Ya. Tei. Ya. Tei. So this is the river we are trying to emulate. So the point is to think of all the technicalities, and once you have the flow, forget the technicalities. It's important that you really flow with this movement and think, although you are moving to the side, that you're creating this kind of a semicircle with your body, with the torso. And I think it's important to flow into it without trying to be very stark about all the movements. Now you get to practice.